Point number 2. It's not you. I'm going to say it for those in the back. It's not you. It's not. It's not us. The presence of God that comes in the room, the moment that happens, the people getting set free and delivered, and the salvations that happen, the healings that break out, the miracles, and just all the beautiful things that happen in the moment where the presence of God is there. It's not because you are just that great. It's not because we just sing that well, or we play that well, or we know how we have the charisma. It's not because we speak so eloquently and we have the right words to say at the right time and know how to do it at the right moment, and we just have the skill set to. It's not us. The scriptures declare that it's not by power, it's not by might, but it's by his spirit that allows these moments to happen. Without the Spirit of God, there won't be any movement. There won't be any chains broken. There won't be any salvation, no healing, no deliverance, none of the things that we witness and encounter during a moment of worship. We would not have that without the Spirit of God. It's not us. It's not because we can run and riff and we can sing high notes and we can do all the fancy stuff and we just got it all together. It's like, no, all of that is dead if we do not have God's Spirit, if we do not have God's approval, his anointing, heaven's backing. If we don't have heaven backing us, which is basically his anointing, his approval, his stamp of approval, his mark on us, then there is literally no point. There won't be any transformation. There's nothing happening in anyone's heart besides goosebumps. And it's like, my heart for worship leaders is that we go beyond the desire just for people to come up to you and say they felt chills and goosebumps and they felt this. It's like, I want us going into 2022 for worship leaders to get testimonies like, as worship was going forth, God did something on the inside of my heart. Something shifted in my heart. Something shifted in my mind, my perspective on who he is. Like, I've been to a place in his presence that I've never been before. The object of the conversation is what God did in the room and not how well we sounded or not how skillfully we are. You know, those things are good. There's nothing wrong with being skilled. Like David was talking about, like, play skillfully. We need to have skill and anointing. There's a balance. But we want God's approval. We just can't have one without the other. You need both. You need God's anointing and you need his skill. And I don't ever want us as worship leaders to get more caught up in the skill and that we lose out on this, or vice versa, because God deserves excellence as well. And so, but we want God's approval. It's not us. It's not us. It's not our ability to be able to lead worship. It's not our ability to lead worship, but it's God's approval and his grace on us that enables us to be able to do what we're able to do. It's nothing. Within myself, within Quincy, I do not have the strength or the power to be able to transform a heart. We don't have that ability. We don't. So it's not by power. It's not by our power. It's not by our strength. It's not by our skill set and our endeavors and our abilities and our talents. It's only by his Spirit that we're able to really have powerful encounters and moments in a service. It's only by his Spirit. And what we have to do in order for that to happen is we, as the worship leader, we must decrease. We must be humble. We must, whenever we are in a position to where we have to lead, we have to decrease and in our minds intentionally have God as a focus. Like, even I've been doing that even more recently. Like, as I'm stepping on stage, it's like, God, it's not my doing. Like, I can't shift this room. I can't cause somebody to cry or to come to a moment of, like, I can't cause one's heart to be pricked or changed. Like, that's only your doing. That's only something that God can do. We're just vessels that he uses and flows through and flows out of. It's nothing of us. it's nothing of us. Because without his presence, it's just a song. Without his presence, it's just goosebumps and chills. Without his presence, there's no change. And that's what we need. That's what we should desire this year. That's what we should desire this year and going forward is his presence and his approval. And knowing that it's not us that's causing it to happen, it's all God.